Mountain West Championship 2023. Again, you just dealt with some of the weirdest college football seasons in the history of Boise State, quite frankly. So you have a season, starts off challenging, coaching change middle of the season, and then you end up winning a title. So take me back to Vegas. What's the mindset and the feel going into that game where you've got an interim coach, you've got a new quarterback coming into play, just a lot of uncertainties in that moment?
Hey everyone, and welcome to Neat Conversations, where you get to see some of your favorite all-time Broncos enjoy a flight of whiskeys while talking about the good old days. Neat Conversations is sponsored by Horseshoe Spirits, the nation's first collegiate spirits line. In addition to the collective's bourbon, Horseshoe Spirits also produces gin, rum, and vodka, with proceeds from all sales going to the Horseshoe Collective in support of student-athletes' NIL efforts in partnerships with local community organizations. On today's show, we're talking with a hard-hitting linebacker who was part of multiple Mountain West Championship teams and finished his career as a team captain and all-Mountain West performer. DJ Schramm joins us to talk about life after football, how his time at Boise State shaped him as a professional, and we try to learn about what exactly forensic engineering is.
All right, everyone, we've got DJ Schramm here. DJ, you are the youngest guest we've had so far in Neat Conversations by a wide mark. So your bourbon journey, just starting. Tell me about, obviously, you're playing football. You're not drinking. That's an irresponsible thing to do.
Never.
Now that you've finished your playing career, how have you gotten into whiskey in particular?
Yeah, so it actually started last year around this time. I was on a work trip up in Montana, and we took some clients to dinner, and there was I think there was 6 of us at dinner, and I was the last one to order my drink, and everyone around the table ordered an old-fashioned, and I couldn't be the only one that didn't, so that's kind of how my whiskey journey started.
That's a perfect gateway into it. You start with the old-fashioned, a little bit sweeter, and then you get into whiskey neat like we're about to have.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll start off. Our first one here is the Horseshoe Spirits, the collective's bourbon. You haven't had it yet, but obviously a portion of the proceeds on this bourbon go back to the Horseshoe Collective, supporting Boise State student-athletes. Super exciting tonight, sponsored by Simmons Fine Jewelry, a group that you're familiar with that has supported the NIL space better than just about anybody in the Valley, supporting student-athletes. So we'll start with Horseshoe Spirits, the bourbon they have. Take a drink, and let's see what you think.
Oh,
Cheers.
cheers.
So first thoughts, you're
Really
getting into
good.
whiskey.
Smooth, not too bitter, not too harsh. Really good.
There we go. So we'll keep drinking that. We'll get to the next in a little bit. But I want to start with, for you, talking about the Dan Paul hammer, something that's been a tradition at Boise State for quite some time now. You got to carry the hammer out multiple times. For people that aren't familiar, they might have just seen it as a run out. What does that mean, and how important is it to your experience as a Boise State football player?
I think the only thing that means more as a Boise State Bronco is being a team captain. And I think it's awesome that it gives guys as young as freshmen who maybe just showed up on campus a few months ago to have that sort of impact, that sort of feel with the team. So it's something that the guys take a tremendous amount of pride in. And it's something that's earned too. You have to go out and earn it. You have to prove that you deserve to carry the hammer out. And it being named after a guy like Dan Paul, a Boise State legend, it carries a lot of weight. So it's definitely something that's really special in that program.
When you find out you're carrying the hammer, what is that moment like the first time? I mean, what did it mean to you? You got to do it multiple times, but that first time, what was it like?
The first time is crazy. I mean, you get told you're doing it and you're fired up. All your teammates are fired up for you. And then it's like, how am I going to make this as hype as possible? How am I going to be the biggest hype man for these 10 seconds where I get to lead the Broncos out of the huddle? So you get guys who go around the locker room and pick the brains of other people who have carried it, or they don't want to do what someone else did. So they're trying to create their own thing. And it's really cool.
So in that vein, we have a bit of an exciting special surprise for you.
All
Simmons
right.
Fine Jewelry, leaders in the NIL space for Boise State, also leaders in fine jewelry. Handcrafted just for DJ Schramm. They have a gift for you.
Wow.
So give that a good look. Show the camera, and let's see how it looks.
All-star, baby. Let's go. Gotta put that on for a second.
If you would have been able to play football for one more year, I'm confident you would have been a Simmons Fine Jewelry All-Star. Just
That's
barely
awesome.
missed it.
Honorary.
And then
Love it.
even more exciting.
Oh, wow. Whoa.
You got to show the camera here.
Okay.
Handcrafted in Boise, Idaho at Simmons
Got my
Fine
name
Jewelry.
and number on it. Wow. I got to put this on.
See how it looks.
This is so cool. Wow. Thank you, Simmons. I really appreciate it. This is awesome.
I don't think I own a piece of jewelry that fancy.
No. This is badass. This is really cool. So, like, back in the day, my first couple years when you got to carry out the hammer, they give you like a little mini hammerhead and they put your name and number on it and what game you carried out in. It'd be cool if they maybe started giving these out to the hammer carriers. That'd be sweet. So there's an idea for you, Simmons.
You got the first one. This is something that
This is awesome. Sorry.
You're good.
I really appreciate it, Simmons. This is special. This is really sweet.
So customized there. That'll be something that people will be able to buy themselves at some point, but first person to get it. So
Wow.
Very impressive, DJ Schramm. We thank Simmons Fine Jewelry not only for being the sponsors of the First Pour, the Horseshoe Collective Bourbon, but some incredible stuff they're doing in the NIL space. So congratulations, DJ, there. We'll get back to our questions now. And the world of college athletics has changed so much since you were a student athlete. I want to go back to your first 3 years as a player because you come in, obviously a scholarship player, but you're not really playing a whole lot in those first several years. So for you, what were those first couple years like when maybe you're not playing as much as you would have hoped?
Yeah, it's tough coming in and thinking you're the guy out of high school. You think everyone coming out of high school thinks, oh, I'm going to start as a freshman. So it's a big reality check when that doesn't happen. And not only does it not happen, you're maybe nowhere near as good as you probably thought you were. So that's kind of how my journey started. So my first year on scout team, which was great. I mean, the team needs it. You're doing whatever you can to help the team at that point. And then as years progressed, I got more and more chances to play on special teams and kind of prove myself there. So that was awesome. And I was always I tried to be the best teammate as I could. I tried to help the team win in whatever way was possible, whatever was asked of me. I always would tell Coach D, I'll play nose guard if you need me to. Like I'll do whatever's going to help us win. So, but yeah, those early years, they can be tough. They can be challenging, especially when you think you're the guy and you're not.
You also dealt with the COVID season, which is a football player. It's one of the weirdest years you could possibly have. I was there with you guys at the time, and to only play conference games, but to not know for sure if you were playing until the week before. You have to cancel a bowl game, cancel a game against UNLV. When you look back at that weird year of COVID protocol, what was that like from your perspective as a student athlete?
Yeah, it was weird because we played the least amount of games, but it was the longest season ever. Yeah, it's so weird, like week to week, and then seeing where we are now from where we were back then. Just crazy to think that something like that even happened. That's something that we all went through. But like you said, just week to week, not knowing what's going to happen. I mean, you show up to the facility on a Thursday and it's like, hey, we're not playing this week. It's like, well, now what? Or we were supposed to play a game against San Jose State and got canceled the Saturday morning of the game. San Jose State was already in town. So that was crazy too. It's like, we just bust back to the facility and then go sit on your couch and watch the rest of the games we played.
That was one of the weirdest experiences. I remember we're at Boise State. We're setting up the cameras for the broadcast, and you see these very expensive, fancy cameras from ESPN, Fox, CBS, whoever was in town that week, and the camera operators start putting their cameras back into the cases. And I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. To be ready for a game, the day of, both teams are there, and you got to cancel it. So unique experience to say the least. And then eventually the DJ Schramm story ends in a lot of success. Team captain, all conference performer, Mountain West championship. But for you, what was different about those last couple years than maybe the first couple years where you were still trying to find your spot on the team?
I think it really just comes down to being developed by Boise State. I mean, those coaches in this program in this city, they turn young men into grown men, which I like to say. So, I mean, I just was able to develop and just get better each day, year in and year out. And when my time finally came, when my opportunity finally came, I was able to make the most of it. And that's been the Boise State story for such a long time, guys. Unsung heroes, and not calling myself an unsung hero, but just guys who, when they got the opportunity, they made the most of it.
For you, when you look at the modern day transfer portal, NIL, on paper, you might have been one of those guys that you weren't seeing the playing time that you wanted early on, go find somewhere where you felt more comfortable playing. Why was it beneficial for you not to leave when things might have been less than ideal early on?
That's life, man. Life's going to be tough. Football's going to be tough. College is going to be tough. You're not always going to get what you want. So you got to build that perseverance and that grit at a young age so that when you do get older and life does hit you in the face, you have something to lean back on. So I think that was huge for me. And yeah, I can never imagine wearing any other colors in the blue and orange and running out on that blue field. I mean, I get emotional just sitting here talking about it, thinking about it, but it's special, man.
So you stick around, you have a great career, you graduate from Boise State, you stick around in the Treasure Valley, you're working in a field that admittedly I'm not smart enough to understand. So forensic engineering, what the heck is that? And what does your job look like today?
Yeah, so we do mostly crash reconstruction under that forensic engineering umbrella. So I didn't even know this was a career till I interviewed for it. And I gotta give a shout out to my fiance. She's actually the one that found this job for me during my last year playing. So she's the one pulling all the strings and the behind the scenes. But just to keep it simple, we reconstruct car accidents. So, and our main clients are lawyers and insurance companies. So, and we mostly specialize in heavy trucking, commercial vehicles, that sort of thing. So, a lot of those times, those big commercial vehicles, they carry big insurance policies. So they get in a wreck, whether it's their fault or not. Usually they're giving us a call, but yeah, it's our job to figure out what happened, who's at fault.
That's fascinating. What is your role within that? I mean, what does a normal day at the office look like for you?
So it depends. We have days where we're in the office, like doing the actual reconstructions, and we also have inspection days where we're in the field, either inspecting the scene or inspecting vehicles. We're never, or I shouldn't say never, 99% of the time, we're not out there when the accident happens. We're usually called after the fact. So we're going to like wreck yards, places to go inspect the vehicles where they get towed to after the scene, and we're going to inspect the site.
That's incredible. Well, good for you. Again, I'm not smart enough to understand any of that, so I don't have any follow-up questions on it. I can tell you about Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, though.
Let's hear it.
So when we were talking beforehand, you like the standard Elijah Craig, great whiskey. This is the barrel proof. So you look at it, it's 118 proof, a little bit of an older age statement, 10 plus years. The mash bill is the same. So if you like Elijah Craig, I think you're going to really like the barrel proof edition, our second whiskey tonight, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. So let's see what you think.
Smooth for 180 proof. Wow.
118,
Oh,
not 180. 180 might knock your socks off. I don't know if we could legally have that in the studio, but if you find a 180 proof, I would love to try it. 118, very good. I get like peanut brittle.
Yeah.
That is real nice.
I don't know if my palate's that advanced yet. I'll get there one day.
It's all about, just like football, it's all about practice.
Yeah.
Practice makes perfect. The more whiskey you drink, the more you're going to be able to pick up on that stuff. But ultimately, it's about enjoying it. And you're already enjoying it, so you're going to get more of it.
Yes, sir.
So now that we've got you a whiskey and a half in, we're going to talk the highs and lows of college football. We'll start positive. Mountain West Championship 2023. Again, you just dealt with some of the weirdest college football seasons in the history of Boise State, quite frankly.
Yeah.
So you have a season, starts off challenging, coaching change middle of the season, and then you end up winning a title. So take me back to Vegas. What's the mindset and the feel going into that game where you've got an interim coach, you've got a new quarterback coming into play, just a lot of uncertainties in that moment?
Yeah, it was crazy because I think after we lost to Fresno State, which still kills me, but I think we had like a less than a 1% chance of even making the title game. So the fact that we were even there, we all kind of just looked around the locker room like, hey, we earned this opportunity. Like, yeah, maybe we got some help, but we know we're the best team in this conference, and we know we're going to show that in this game. And that's exactly what we did. I mean, it wasn't particularly close at any point in that game. And it was just so special, all the adversity that team went through. To have them be champions at the end, it makes it all worth it.
How do you describe the locker room after that?
After the championship, just pure joy. I mean, like you're gonna get me emotional here today, Dom. Just man, guys jumping around, just hugging each other, celebrating. Like the best way I can just describe is just pure joy. I mean, especially like just it makes it so much sweeter when you had all those challenges that you had to overcome during the season.
I hate to do this, but I'm going to. We're going to go from pure joy to pure misery.
Yeah.
And we ask the highs and lows. UTEP the previous season, on the road, not a great performance from really anybody that showed up from Boise that week. I know as a camera operator, I missed a bunch of shots, so even it wasn't my best performance. But when you go back to that, what is that locker room like after a loss? What is that long airplane ride back to really get back to center? And you finished the season well, but that was a pretty demoralizing loss.
Yeah, especially one where you show up and you think you're going to win. It was really humbling. I just remember, the feeling in the locker room after was just like shock. Like, how did that just happen? Like, we just showed up to a game we thought we were going to win, and we just got punched in the mouth. And to be fair, that game wasn't ever particularly close. They took it to us, and it's a game where I had I'm not usually a big bragger, but like, I had my career high in tackles in that game, but I can never talk about it because we lost.
Yeah, that's a tough game to have your career high in tackles.
Yeah.
That's tough. Oh, man, yeah. Season turned around, which is great. I want to talk to you about motorcycles. I think if anyone's watching this, they look at DJ Schramm. I don't want to paint with a broad brush, but if you had to categorize what does a biker look like, it might be DJ Schramm. So how do motorcycles play a role in your life, and how does one get into the motorcycle world?
So this is also kind of sad. So I did get a motorcycle, but I also just recently sold it, unfortunately. But I loved it. I mean, it's something I've wanted since, I was asking for a motorcycle, a dirt bike, or something like that for Christmas since I was 6 years old from my parents. Just always wanted one, had always had one. Finally graduated, got a job, got some adult money. I'm like, all right, time to get a motorcycle. Went and got one, and I loved it. It was awesome. Just wasn't riding as much as I thought I would, so decided to sell it. But it's definitely, I can guarantee I'm definitely going to be on one in the future at some point.
I was going to say, in your profession, you probably know statistically it's wise to not have a motorcycle.
It is, yes, but they're just too fun, man.
Speaking of fun, you've picked up a lot of, I don't want to say a lot of habits. That seems like it's a negative connotation, but you're finding stuff to do outside of football for the first time in a long time. You're going snowboarding. You're staying active. So how are you staying active post-football, and what's bringing you joy in the active lifestyle that you get to have here in Idaho?
Yeah, during the summer, spring, and fall, I love to golf. I'm golfing at least twice a week, probably. One day after work, maybe once or twice on the weekends. Just kind of depends. That's like probably my biggest deal I do. I like to walk too, at least one of those times I play, so I don't feel too bad. But it probably cancels out the other time where I got the cooler with me.
Who are you golfing with? Any former Broncos? And like who's when you go back to your era of Boise State football, who's the best golfer of that bunch, and where do you rate in there?
Best golfer? I feel like I'm going to make someone mad with this answer. I don't know. Ben Ford. He's not in my era, but I play with him. He's really good. He's like mid-70s consistently. I play with B-Hawk a lot. Brandon Hawkins. I play with Riley Smith a lot. Cole Ramsayer. Garrett Curran's getting into golf.
That would be entertaining to see.
Yeah,
I would
he's
love to
actually
see.
pretty good too.
I don't doubt it.
I play with Tubes a lot too. He's getting better.
That's probably the most offensive thing you've said. He's getting better in the most positive but disrespectful way. So Tubes is clearly struggling on the links, which is fine. We'll bring Tubes in a couple months, and we'll see how Tubes is doing on the golf course. Maybe we wait until the spring.
Yeah.
But what's your favorite course in the area if you're going twice a week?
I live less than 10 minutes from Boise Ranch, so I like to play there a lot. My favorite course, I really love Quail. I love just the elevation change and kind of the design, and I like you don't have to bring out a driver all the time. And I also like Banbury a lot. Banbury's really fun, and it's always super well kept for a public course.
Yeah, the public courses in Boise, throughout Idaho, really are incredible. I think you take that for granted being in this area. There's so many options, which is amazing. You mentioned your family earlier, DJ, and I want to go back to that. Your dad has been a career coach. That's what he's done since the 80s. You've been around football since day one. How did that impact your recruiting experience when he had been at and was coaching at that level while you were being recruited?
Yeah, it was basically just no nonsense. Like, I never got any of the coach speak when I was getting recruited because my dad, like, they knew my dad would see right through it. So it was kind of all, which was good. Like, it was all just upfront. And it was just, I mean, Boise State gave me a call, and I just knew this was the place I needed.
Why was that? I mean, your dad had coached at Fresno. You grew up in the area. As far as historical rivals go, that's a pretty big one. So why was that Boise State call different than any other call you got?
Well, they were my first one, so that meant a lot. And also, just the first time I stepped foot, not even just on campus, but in the city, you kind of just look around and you talk to people, and you just realize, like, there's just something different about this place. And I try to tell people, but you can't really understand unless you've spent some time here. And it's just a place that grabs you and doesn't let go. So I just knew the second I stepped on campus that this is where I needed to be.
Tell me about that. You've made Boise your home. You said definitively the Treasure Valley is home for you. And you mentioned it's tough to leave once you've been here. I know from working in athletics, that was kind of the mantra. Is you might not get a kid to campus, but once you get them to Boise, they're going to fall in love. There might be some odd perspectives on what the heck Boise, Idaho, and the state of Idaho is, but for those that haven't been here, it sold you. What sold you about the area?
Oh, like I said, it's hard to put your finger on it, man. It's just, I mean, the people are awesome. I mean, everyone you run into is so great. The community's great, and really, they love Bronco football, man. You're the number one show in this whole state, and that's pretty special too. You don't have to compete with the pro team or anything like that. So that was a big selling point too. But I mean, really, it just comes down to the people. I mean, everyone you run into is so great. They're so awesome, and it's just like a big family here.
Family. You got a twin brother, identical twin brother. It's been talked about before. Dusty did not choose the football path, chose the baseball path, went to University of Utah. Between you two, who's the better athlete and why?
Me.
Tell me more.
Because I'm older.
Okay, older brother by how many minutes?
30 seconds.
30 seconds. Wow. Okay. So older brother, why would you say football is the better athlete sport compared to baseball? Let's really dig into this.
The only thing that I think is holding him back is he was a PO, pitcher only. So that's kind of where I have to give myself the nod, because I'm not saying it's easy to stand there stationary on a mound and throw 90 miles an hour, but you're not trying to tackle guys running 4.4.
When for you two, when did you guys split? One focusing more on football, one focusing more on baseball? Because I feel like that's a tough thing to do as identical twins.
Yeah, so I actually graduated high school early, and I enrolled in Boise in January 2018. So that was the first time we were ever actually separate. And at that point, he was still considering playing football in college. He just wasn't sure where he wanted to go yet. And then that spring, he had a hell of a baseball season and ended up getting some calls. Utah called him, and he went and took a visit, loved it. So he decided to pursue baseball instead.
Could you, I mean, you're a competitor. I feel like you're going to say yes. Could you have been a D1 baseball player, and what position would you have played?
Yeah, so it's funny. He was a pitcher. I was a catcher. So that was my position. And I think if I didn't choose football, I think I could have, yeah. That's the cocky arrogance coming out.
You were here when Boise State, it's a sensitive subject for so many people, and I'm respectful of that. A great 15-game run. They bring the team back for a brief moment in time before COVID happened. Did you ponder being a dual sport athlete when Boise State brought baseball back?
I did. I went to actually a few of their games. Their home, they had like maybe one series at home before the season got canceled. I went to a couple of their games, but me and Brandon, my old roommate, we talked about our senior year after like finishing our senior year in football, trying to walk onto the baseball team, which would have been sweet.
That would have been awesome. You did get to do the softball classic.
Yeah.
Break down your performance in the softball classic.
Freshman year, I won the home run derby. And then it went away. Oh no, sophomore year, I lost it to Ezra Cleveland. Shout out Ezra.
Yeah.
Out there doing big things with the Jags. Good for you, man. And then I'm still jealous about that, by the way. Not jealous, but pissed off about it.
How close were you? Do you feel like
no,
you
it wasn't even particularly close. He wiped the floor with me. It was embarrassing.
Was Ezra a baseball player? Or did he just have that much power that didn't matter?
I don't even know if he was a baseball player, but he had a hell of a swing, and he was hitting balls over the, like we had the setup.
The real field?
We set up the softball fence. He was hitting them out of the actual field.
That's incredible.
Yeah. He's just a freak.
We might have to track down footage. I don't recall that, but I believe you.
It was insane.
Yeah, that's kind of offensive. To be an NFL drafted player and still be able to hit bombs in a minor league baseball, there's only so much talent that someone should have, in my opinion. So we'll move on to our third pour. You mentioned before we started, Blanton's was on your bucket list of things to try. This is a whiskey, very divisive in the whiskey world, believe it or not.
Really?
So a lot of people love it.
Cleanse the palate for this.
Yeah, please do. This is from Buffalo Trace Distillery. Comes out basically quarterly. In Idaho, it's an allocated product, a little bit harder to find. It's not crazy expensive. I think it's very good, but the tension comes from it being so popular.
Okay.
Like many things that are popular, if it's too popular, people don't think it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to see what you think of this Blanton's. 93 proof, so it's going to be a little bit lower than the Elijah Craig. It's very sweet. You're going to get some citrus notes to it. And I think this is, if I'm ever gifting whiskey, Blanton's is a surefire home run. There are just some people that, I don't want to call them the hipsters of the whiskey world, but might look down on this because it is so popular.
Gotcha.
So Blanton's your first try. Cheers.
I mean, it is really smooth. I didn't know there was so much controversy behind it. I feel kind of like a sellout now.
No. It's I think that's the thing that's unique about Blanton's is when you think of people that drink whiskey, no one's going to turn their nose up at it. Might they feel that there are other options for a similar price, more availability? Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a good whiskey. It's
It is
popular
really
for a
good.
reason, so there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I feel like when I got into it, everyone's like, oh, you got to try Blanton's. You got to try Blanton's. And now I finally am, and it's good.
Yeah, there you go. That's all you need to know. I think that's the key with all whiskey. If you like it, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks.
Mm-hmm.
Just like football. You're playing well, you're having a good time, doesn't matter what anyone thinks, especially the fans. There's a lot to go on with our Boise State fan base. But as we move into our third whiskey, I want to ask you, DJ, we talked about your dad coaching. We talked about your identical twin playing a different sport. Was it ever of interest to you to play for your dad? You didn't, but if you would have, how do you think that would have gone?
It's such a weird hypothetical just because I feel like it would have, like you said, it probably would have never happened. I would have loved to. I mean, he was an offensive coach, so I don't know how much. It would have been awesome to like talk crap during practice, like make a play and like go talk some crap to him during practice and whatnot. But I would have loved like being able to show up to the facility every day and get to hang out with my dad. I feel like that'd be pretty special.
So what I'm hearing is offense was never an option for you at the next level?
No, never.
So within the Boise State football community, within all football locker rooms, there are some unique superstitions, and you admitted to that being a unique part of your experience. So what were your game day superstitions? And outside of that, who might have had the weirdest, most outlandish pregame superstition?
Yeah. I mean, for me, I always ate the exact same thing for breakfast, lunch, pregame meal.
What was it?
Breakfast, it was bacon, eggs, hash browns, French toast, and chocolate milk.
Pretty good breakfast.
Yeah, I think so. Breakfast of champions. And then lunch was usually a PB&J and some pretzels, maybe a like dill pickle slice. And then pregame, we always had chicken, pasta with meat sauce, corn, and maybe some green beans if I was feeling healthy. If I feel like I needed to be a little faster during the game.
So it was all about the food
and
for
a
you.
bread roll.
Okay. All about food for you.
And I was just listening to the same song pregame, like right before we ran out.
What is the song?
It's called Outside. It's a rap song.
By who?
This up.
Oh, this is tough. I hate to see this for you.
I know it's bad.
Okay. When everyone pause this video, go to Outside.
Yeah.
If they search,
not family friendly.
But if we search Outside rap song, we're gonna find it, or is that too vague?
So Outside Tiny Young Freestyle is what I know it by.
Perfect. Okay, so you're all about the food. It's got to be the same food. Teammates, who had the weirdest pregame tradition?
One that really sticks out, Alex Madison, when I was a young guy. He would fall asleep. So we come in from warm-ups, like pregame warm-ups, and he'd lay down and like fall asleep in his pads right before we would go out for the game. It was crazy. I was like, dude, how are you like so calm that you could fall asleep right now? You guys are like respected almost.
That's remarkable.
Because other guys are like taking pre-workout and
trying to get as hyped as
ripping
possible.
the smelling salts, and he's just so zenned out. I was like, dude, this guy, he's on another level.
That is incredible. Yeah, he had some unique pregame. I know from an athletic training perspective, I want to say he had like a sander that they put something on instead of the traditional like massage gun. It was like a sander or something.
Yeah.
It was basically, he went to Home Depot and found something that he was like, this is going to help me. So Alexander Madison, one of the best ever, which is incredible.
Yeah.
When you think of one of the best ever, academically, DJ Schramm is up there. 5-time All Mountain West academic. You're working in an engineering field that I can't even comprehend. But I want to go back to your university time. What was a class that really stuck with you that you felt like was interesting and helped prepare you for the real world?
I took a biomechanics class as an elective that I really enjoyed. I had an awesome professor. It's basically like just applying engineering to the human body. I always thought that was really cool. It's not really what I'm doing now. I mean, there's a aspect in that of what I'm doing now, but it's not really what we specialize in. And then I don't know, engineering, there's a lot of gritty classes that you just gotta kind of grind your way through. So I don't know if I have too many like fond memories of classes. Most of them are just erased from the memory bank as soon as you pass them. So
that is, I did not qualify for any engineering or biomechanic classes, so I applaud you there. We'll go back to your teammates briefly. You've had a lot of great teammates. You're still close with a lot of them. We might have started a fight with you talking about how bad Tubner is at golf, but I'm curious, if you were to be dropped on a desolate island, you get one former teammate that you have to survive with for 30 days. You've got no supplies. You're just on a random remote island. Who is that teammate you want to be with and why?
Man. I mean, I got to pick one of the born and raised Idaho guys, I feel like. Just
tell me more.
And I think I'm going to go with my guy, Caden DeLuna. Shout out. I actually had dinner with him last night. He hunts this whole state, and he's killed some badass animals. So I feel like he would have me covered in the food department at least.
What are you bringing to the table? If he's hunting, can you provide anything in this scenario, or are you just
if
dead
we're on
weight?
an island, I can fish. I like to fish. I'll build a fire, keep us warm.
Perfect. That's good. Yeah. Being a provider, keeping people warm, that goes toward being a family man in the future.
Yeah.
You're an engaged individual. You got a fiance. I'm curious. Walk me through the proposal process. How smooth did it go? Because I feel like every proposal does not quite go as planned. Was it as smooth as you planned, or were there some hiccups in the process?
Looking back on it, it's probably went about as smooth as it could go, but in the moment, it feels like everything's going wrong. So it was actually, I was on a trip with her and her family. We were taking a weekend trip down to Las Vegas, and Lake Las Vegas is about 35 minutes from the Strip. It's a really beautiful area, kind of like big lake, palm trees, mountains in the background. It's really cool. Convinced her parents to drive us out there and make up some lame excuse about why we needed to be out there.
Do you remember what that reason was?
Yeah, they were talking about maybe looking at a house out there or something.
Sure. Nice.
But yeah, we get out there, and Gabby, my fiance, she's just like so bored. She's not having any of it. She just wants to get back to the fun Vegas stuff. And shout out to her parents, because they were selling it hard, talking about how they needed to meet with the realtor and all this stuff. And yeah, we walk out. There's this little area right outside the lake, like this little cove type deal. Walked out there. I had a photographer set up, and she wouldn't give up her purse. Her sister was there, and she kept trying to take her purse, and that's kind of when she like first realized that like, oh, maybe something's up, because I really want it to be a surprise. And she is like the most investigative person ever. She finds out everything about that she wants to, about every little detail. So it was crazy that we were all able to keep that secret for this. But yeah, that when her sister tried to take her purse from her, that was like her first inkling of it, and then it happened a few minutes later.
And do you remember what you said? Like, were you on brand? Did you have this grandiose speech written out, or did you just kind of fumble the bag and hope she said yes?
I'd like to say I did. I probably fumbled the bag. I kind of blacked out, to be honest. You get so nervous.
But she said yes,
which is
that's the important thing.
Yeah.
How active are you in the wedding planning process?
Not very active. If she needs me, she knows she can come ask me for something. I'm more of seen as the enforcer. Like, if she's not getting something she wants, I'll come in and demand.
Do you have anything that matters to you? Like, when I got married, it was food and drinks. That's all I care about. Do you care about any part of it, or just getting married is the only thing that matters? Everything else is secondary.
Yeah, so we went and did the menu tasting at the venue, which was really cool. So I got to have a say in that. But other than that, she can have whatever she wants.
So do we know what the menu is? What's the Schramm wedding menu?
We're having Wagyu cheeseburger sliders. This is all appetizers. I want to say an ahi tuna taco and vegetarian spring roll. Those are appetizers. And then the main course is going to be a chicken option, a steak option, and a vegan option.
Covering all the bases.
Yep. And then I can't remember what dessert is. The cake, the wedding cake. That's probably dessert.
Naturally. Okay, well, DJ, we're wrapping up here. I do want to ask you, you were put in front of the camera all the time as a student athlete, in good times and in bad times, because they go to the team captain when things are not ideal. This is your first time doing an interview with a flight of whiskey. So how does this compare to some of your previous media experiences?
Definitely up there. Probably number one.
Perfect.
It's cool to just be able to sit down and have a conversation with a familiar face and just talk about the glory days, and instead of having to, be on your P's and Q's and say what's expected of you. So it's been great.
Well, walk me through that. I know when you got into Boise State, I remember interviewing you early on in your career and towards the end, very buttoned up at the beginning. And you've always been a professional, so don't get me wrong. But it went from like 5-word answer to a 10-word answer to a 20-word answer. So for you being on camera, what was that comfort level like from day one to by the time you're a team captain and they're putting you out in front of the media in the worst possible times?
It's just the more you do it, the more comfortable you get with it. And like Boise State, they do a great job of their media people do a great job. Like when you were with us, it was you guys always did a great job preparing us for interviews, like letting us know what questions we could possibly get. But yeah, going from the like try to keep it as short as possible to maybe being able to expand a little bit more. It just comes with experience and being more comfortable in front of the cameras. And you kind of, once you do it a little bit, you kind of can expect what they're going to ask you.
It's fair. So we'll let you go. We got a little bit left of this Blanton's, but DJ, I want you to finish off, as we do every show, a message to Bronco Nation. You said, bar none, best fans in the country. And I know you believe that because you're not one to wax poetic about something you don't believe in. But camera's right there. Look at the camera. What's your message to Bronco Nation? It can be one word. It can be a whole paragraph, whatever you want it to be. What should Bronco Nation know?
Bronco Nation, I love you. This team loves you and this community loves you. Those guys, they go to battle for you every Saturday. And they appreciate you so much more than you guys will ever know. Go Broncos. Cheers.
Cheers.